One day, Zoe Mercer helps her identical twin sister, Anna, set up her dating profile. She sees that Anna's profile looks weak for attracting suitors, so she gives her some direct feedback. One thing she firmly suggests is that Anna lies about her age, saying that lying is the base of every relationship. With her help, Anna eventually gets a date. However, the man admits that Gus isn't his real name, but Nick. He explains that Gus is his middle name, and he doesn't want an acquaintance to find him on the site. Curious, Anna asks if he's married, but Nick strongly denies it. Because of his reaction, Anna wishes that he'll always be honest with her, and he agrees. After dinner, Nick takes Anna to a club to enjoy the night. As Anna waits for Nick, she notices that Zoe's watching her from afar. Her sister's appearance at the club confuses her, thinking she's spying on her. Anna looks around and sees Nick waiting for her on the dance floor. He asks her to dance and she happily agrees. That night, their romantic relationship begins. The next day, Zoe visits Anna's workplace, a community center, to confront her for ignoring her texts. Anna explains she just had a busy morning, but this doesn't calm Zoe's worry. She fears something bad has happened to her sister. She asks if Anna's date is named Gus, but her sister denies it. Anna explains why Nick uses a different name on the dating site, which makes Zoe doubtful. She thinks Nick might be married or hiding something, but Anna brushes off her worries. Anna says she likes him because he did something romantic after their first date. Suddenly, Anna remembers seeing Zoe at the club, so she questions her about it. However, Zoe quickly changes the subject and invites Anna to lunch instead. In the following days, Anna keeps seeing Nick, deepening their relationship. Meanwhile, Zoe visits their parents' house and talks to their mother, Alexia, about Anna's new romance. Zoe shares her distrust for the man, believing he's hiding something bad. Alexia is hopeful that Nick might be different from the others. But Zoe disagrees. That night, Anna brings Nick to her house, and he is amazed by its luxury. He wonders how she can afford the place, especially since she works at a shelter. Anna explains that she has a trust fund from her parents. Since she has a privileged life, she wants to give back to the community. After their talk, they make love and confess their love for each other. The next morning, Nick sees a framed photo of Anna and Zoe, realizing that Anna has a twin. When Anna comes into the room, Nick asks about her sister, and Anna introduces her to him. Nick asks if Zoe lives with her, and Anna confirms. In addition to her sister's background, Anna reveals that Zoe has a troubled past because she struggled with substance abuse, so she tries to support her. On the same day, Anna goes with Nick to visit his mom at the hospital. Nick is emotional as his mom has been diagnosed with cancer. Despite this, Pamela stays cheerful and positive. Pamela notices Anna and wonders who she is to Nick. Anna proudly introduces herself, saying she is Nick's friend. After meeting Pamela, Anna sees that her feet are cold and offers to help. Moments later, outside the hospital, Nick suddenly proposes to Anna after seeing her kindness. Without hesitation, Anna says yes, and the new couple celebrates with a kiss. At that moment, Rebekah, Nick's sister, shows up, surprising them. Nick introduces Anna to his sister, but Rebekah isn't thrilled about his fiancé. That evening, Zoe criticizes Anna's sudden engagement to Nick, especially since they just met. She also complains that Anna hasn't officially introduced her to him, and there's no engagement ring on her finger. Anna finds Nick's quick proposal romantic and insists his intentions are sincere, but Zoe doesn't believe it. Calling her sister naive, Anna says Zoe's troubled past makes her distrustful. The next day, Anna wears the diamond engagement ring Nick gave her. The couple are on their way to meet Anna's parents. Before their meal, David questions Nick about how long he's known Anna. Nick reveals they only know each other for 2 months, which surprises David. However, Nick assures David he's serious about Anna. His declaration amuses David, but he still asks Nick if Anna has told him about her past. Nick says he only knows the basics. Before they can continue talking, Anna shows up and invites them to dinner. On the day of meeting Nick's family, Anna feels welcomed by Pamela, while Rebekah stays uptight with her. This is clear when Anna asks Rebekah to be one of her bridesmaids, and Rebekah reluctantly agrees. Out of joy, Anna hugs her, but Rebekah quickly pulls away. The couple's relationship is tested when Nick gets a phone call from Zoe, who invites him for dinner. However, she clarifies that Anna mustn't know about their secret meeting as they have important things to discuss. Inside a hotel bar, Zoe's sensual charm captivates Nick, leaving him speechless. Because of this, Zoe leads the conversation, asking if he can talk. Nick confirms and explains he's just getting used to the twins' identical looks. Less enthusiastically, Zoe starts questioning Nick about the presence of his dating profile despite being engaged to Anna. He defends himself, saying he forgot to delete it, but assures her he isn't using it anymore. Zoe continues to criticize his dating profile, making him uneasy. Suddenly, Zoe stands up and tells Nick to take her to dinner. At the restaurant, Nick starts the conversation by asking Zoe about her job. She shares she works as an actress and model, catching his attention. Playfully, she mentions a past gig where she modeled sexy lingerie. This surprises Nick, but he tries to stay composed. As a test, Zoe pretends to accidentally touch his hand. Nick gets puzzled by her actions, but Zoe keeps a smirk. Continuing, Zoe urges Nick to reveal the secrets he kept from Anna. Nick insists he's not using any dating profiles and offers to prove it. But Zoe doesn't believe him and asks if he told Anna about their meeting. Nick admits he didn't, following Zoe's earlier instructions. Finding his explanation funny, Zoe teases him that he doesn't have to follow her orders. Feeling uneasy, Zoe shares her intentions with Nick. She stresses that she's looking out for her fragile sister because she wants Anna to find happiness. So, she promises to make sure Nick doesn't hurt her sister, especially since Anna had a tough marriage. Nick is surprised because Anna never told him this important detail. Before they part ways, Nick asks why Zoe invited him, and she admits he intrigues her. Zoe then tries to seduce Nick and mentions her hotel room. Later that night, Nick can't resist Zoe's allure, so he goes to her hotel room. Inside, Zoe is waiting for him and offers him a drink, which Nick accepts to gather courage. Now consumed by passion, the duo indulges in their intense affair. The next morning, Nick gets a call from Anna, who's concerned about him. He fibs, claiming he had a wild night with friends and didn't respond to her texts. To show his affection, Nick tells Anna he prefers her company over his pals. Touched by his words, Anna invites him to help with wedding arrangements, but Nick declines, citing feeling unwell. Anna offers to nurse him back to health, but he refuses. Little does she know, Nick has other plans for the night. Once again, he spends it with Zoe. The following day, Nick surprises Anna at her workplace with a bouquet of red roses. Anna's colleague, Vera, assumes Nick is in trouble because of the flowers. Anna takes it as a playful joke, but Nick feels uneasy as Vera's words hit close to home. Vera mentions that Zoe called, causing Anna to worry. Zoe wants to know if Anna is upset with her for not helping with the wedding. Anna appreciates Zoe's concern. However, Vera shares why Zoe has been preoccupied lately. She's been involved with an attractive man, making Nick feel guilty. Later, Nick questions why they haven't discussed their past relationships. Anna believes they should focus on the future but shares the story behind her failed marriage. Her ex-husband cheated on her with Zoe, leading to their breakup. This shocks Nick, so he questions if Anna forgave Zoe. Anna confirms, understanding her sister's vulnerability due to substance dependence. One day, Zoe visits the bridal store where Anna's trying on wedding dresses. Zoe thinks the dress is too plain, suggesting Anna try a more daring one. Anna declines, not wanting to attract attention. For Zoe, it's Anna's time to shine, but Anna is offended by her sister's comment. While Anna focuses on wedding planning, Nick gets caught up in Zoe's seduction. This affects Nick's work performance, noticed by his colleague Hal. Back at the bridal store, Isabelle scolds Anna for allegedly damaging a wedding dress. Anna denies it but offers to pay for any damages. Needing a new wedding outfit, Anna decides to try on the backless dress Zoe suggested. During the fitting, Anna tries to like the dress, but she feels uncomfortable in it. Later, Anna goes to her parents' house feeling down, and David comforts her. Anna tells her father she wants to step out of Zoe's shadow, which reassures him. That night at their apartment, Anna confronts Zoe for ruining her wedding dress. Zoe claims she was trying to help, but Anna thinks it's just an excuse for her sister to be mean. Not wanting to argue further, Zoe gets up to leave. Anna spitefully tells her she doesn't care if Zoe misses the wedding. Outside, Zoe meets Nick in his car for a private moment. Afterward, Nick brings up his earlier talk with Anna about her past marriage. He accuses Zoe of causing their breakup. Zoe defends herself, blaming Anna's ex-husband for being dishonest. Essentially, he failed Zoe's test. Nick questions if their current situation is also a test he failed, which Zoe affirms. When Nick goes quiet, Zoe suggests they run away together. Nick's unsure if Zoe wants him to choose between her and Anna. Zoe insists he must choose, leaving Nick speechless. Faced with his silence, Zoe presents two options: she leaves or confesses their affair to Anna. Once more, Nick remains silent, prompting Zoe to ask if he wants her to end it. Nick gives his consent, which upsets Zoe. The following day, Rebekah pays a visit to Alexia and discovers details about the twins' upbringing. Alexia explains that Zoe is the rebellious one, while Anna is more obedient. She stresses that Anna often falls victim to men who mistreat her. Suddenly, David interrupts, and Alexia introduces Rebekah to him. David asks if Rebekah needs anything, but Alexia assures him they're fine. She mentions they're providing Rebekah with family information she requires. Upon hearing this, David invites Rebekah to talk with him, and she agrees. Alexia gets emotional, urging Rebekah to check on her. She assures Rebekah that Zoe and Nick's affair isn't Anna's fault. After the conversation with David, Rebekah leaves the house with a heavy heart. Right after, she goes to the twins' place to talk to Anna. Soon after, Nick gets a call from Anna where she ends their engagement upon discovering his cheating. To fix things, Nick rushes to the twins' apartment. When he opens the door, he finds Anna's lifeless body on the floor. He tries to call for help, but someone hits him on the head with a bat, knocking him out. Later that evening, Nick wakes up and sees Anna's body wrapped in a carpet. While he grieves, Zoe shows up and threatens him with the bat if he doesn't stop making noise. Nick accuses her of what she's done, and Zoe says she's only following his decision to end things. Now, Nick wants Zoe to face consequences for her actions, so he decides to call the authorities. But Zoe reveals she set him up as the one responsible for Anna's death by spreading his DNA at the crime scene. To scare him, Zoe points out that Anna's blood is on his jacket. Left with no choice, Nick follows Zoe's orders to dispose of Anna's body. He goes to a building with an incinerator and burns his fiancée's body. The next morning, Nick wakes up to the sound of breakfast being made. Zoe invites him to eat, and he agrees. But he's surprised to see Zoe pretending to be Anna, even wearing the engagement ring. Now consumed by guilt, Nick goes to the Mercer's house to confess Anna's death. David notices Nick's arrival and invites him inside to talk. Nick admits he's not doing well emotionally, so David offers him a seat in his office. There, Nick shares the news that Anna is no longer with them, which alarms David. Nick confesses he's confused about what happened but reveals that one of his daughters has passed away. He blames himself for the situation, mentioning his affair with Zoe. Surprisingly, David discloses that Zoe actually died 3 years ago after a difficult breakup, and it was Anna who found her lifeless body. Authorities ruled Zoe's death as a suicide, which puzzles David because Anna was always supportive of her sister. Despite Nick's disbelief, David presents him with a photograph of Zoe's body as proof. He explains that showing Anna the photo helps her snap out of her delusions. Nick is angered by this revelation, feeling betrayed by David's secrecy. David defends his actions, hoping that their relationship would aid Anna's recovery. Nick becomes even more furious, realizing that Anna's delusions led to someone's death. It's revealed that Anna orchestrated her own death by staging Zoe's suicide and enlisting help from a man at the shelter to knock Nick unconscious. During their discussion, David mentions Rebekah, disclosing that she's aware of the twins' history. Nick receives a text from Pamela, informing him of Rebekah's sudden disappearance. As Nick's realization sinks in, he comes to understand that it was Anna's body he disposed of in the incinerator. Before he can articulate this, Anna suddenly appears, stoking his fury. He follows her to the living room, but David intervenes, preventing him from harming her. Nick accuses Anna of murdering Rebekah, but she convinces David that Nick is lying. Angered, Nick pursues Anna upstairs, managing to trip her. Despite this, Anna fights back, enabling her escape. Nick regains his balance and follows her upstairs, entering Anna's childhood room. Inside, he finds Alexia comforting Anna. Nick confronts Anna for her deceit, leading to an argument between them. David steps in, urging Anna to clarify the situation, but she reminds him of his own unfaithfulness. Anna blames David's infidelity for Zoe's suffering. David urges Anna to put the past behind and work with him to find a solution. He believes there's still hope for Anna. After expressing his love for her, David embraces Anna, but she fatally stabs him. As Alexia grieves David's death, Anna attempts to attack Nick, but he manages to overpower her. Disarming Anna, Nick is knocked unconscious by Alexia. When he regains consciousness, Nick hears sirens outside. He seizes the knife and descends the stairs. Upon reaching the door, Anna and Alexia accuse him of the murders. Defeated, Nick surrenders, accepting his grim destiny. The next morning, Anna seeks forgiveness from Alexia as they console each other. Anna confesses that she caused Zoe's death. She admits to betraying her twin by being with the man Zoe loved. Despite the pain of her confession, Alexia forgives Anna for her wrongdoing.